Hello, today we are covering lesson 1.2 called Linear Measure. By the end of this lesson, you are going to be able to measure segments and make calculations with segment measures. Our new vocab this day is line segment, betweenness of points, between, congruent segments, and construction. So first of all, the measure of line segments. Unlike a line segment, or simply a segment, can be measured because it has two endpoints, in this case endpoints A and B. A segment with endpoints A and B can be named as segment AB or segment BA. Notice today we don't have the arrows on top, they're just segments. The measure of AB is written as AB. So if you look down here, if we are talking about the length of a segment, there is no line on top of our AB, and it says equals a number. We are simply naming the segment. We want to make sure to put that line on top to denote it being a segment. The length or measure of a segment always includes a unit of measure, so it'd be good here to go ahead and write just units because there was no distinction, such as meter or inch. All measurements are approximations dependent upon the smallest unit of measure available on the measuring instrument. So these first couple, they already gave us the solution. Find the length of segment AB using the ruler. We'll notice we are measuring in millimeters. Point B is at about 42 millimeters. So our solution is that segment AB is equal to 42 millimeters. You'll notice I did not put the segment on top of my AB, and I have a unit behind my 42. It's very similar here, except this time we are measuring in centimeters for the length of AB, and they are marked in a different way, so we are at 4.5 centimeters for AB. Alrighty, this next one, it's kind of a tricky question. We for sure can say that our solution is not 2 millimeters or 20 millimeters. Let's look and see how our ruler is marked. It's marked in centimeters. So we could say that this is 1.8 centimeters. Now that's not even any of our choices. So which one of these two is equivalent to 1.8 centimeters? If you recall, we can just move our decimal place and know that 18 millimeters is the same as 1.8 centimeters. 1.8 millimeters would be about this big. It'd be about from here to here. Very tiny. Oops. Alrighty. Alright, so that's the first section, just measuring things. Now we're going to use our betweenness of points idea, which we're going to use a lot coming up throughout the whole year. So point M is between points P and Q. You'll see here they're between, M is between P and Q. If and only if P and Q and M are collinear, so P, Q, and M are all on the same line, we'll see that there. M is between it. And the segment PM plus the segment MQ plus P equals PQ. So PM plus MQ equals PQ. We're going to use that here. Kind of a little formula. I'm going to say left segment plus right segment equals the whole thing, maybe. Okay? So in this problem, we're going to find XZ, assuming that the figure is not drawn to scale. XZ is the measure of segment XZ. Point Y is between X and Z. XZ can be found by adding our two subsegments, the left segment XY and the right segment YZ. Now really the only thing that makes this problem tricky is the fact that we have to use fractions. So we have xy plus yz equals xz. We can go ahead and substitute in the values for each of those segments. And then solve by finding the common denominator and then adding. So I know our common denominator will be 8. So 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and add my fractions. So we have 9/8 and 4 plus 2 is 6. Now 9/8 is an improper fraction. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that to a mixed number. I can either divide this and then put my remainder over my denominator, or I can just know that this is 1 and 1/8. I'll show you real quick how to do the division. We do 9 divided by 8. We have 1. Our remainder is 1, right? This will go in our numerator. And our value out front will go in our denominator. So you'll see these are the same. So if 9/8 is the same as 1 and 1/8, we can go ahead and solve and know that this is 7 and 1/8. Ooh, don't forget our units. Inches. And the value it equals is xz. All right. Hopefully we're doing good so far. This one's even easier because it is decimal. So we take our left segment BC plus our right segment CD, and we find the value of BD that we want to solve for. So 16.8 plus 50.4 equals BD. Go ahead and solve these. You might be able to do this in your head. I'm going to go ahead and write it out. Should be 67.2 millimeters equals BD. And that is solution C. All right. Now we have to think backwards a little bit. Find LM. That's one of our partial segments. Assume it's not drawn to scale. LM is the measure of segment LM. Point M is between L and N. So I'm going to go ahead and actually write this one all out the way out. LM plus MN equals LN. I'll replace what I know for each of these. MN equals 2.6. LN equals 4. Oops, not equals, plus. We'll pretend this is like a equation where we're solving for a variable, where LM is our variable. We solve, and we get 1.4 centimeters equals LM. Okay? So we just kind of work backwards, and then you can check your work. Taking 1.4 plus 2.6, that should equal 4. Another fraction one, once again, this is subtraction. I'm just going to go ahead and write it out without the substitution. So we have TU plus UV, which is 1 3/8, equals 3, which is TV. Go ahead and subtract. Now subtracting fractions is a little difficult. I'm going to show you a trick real quick. 3 is the same thing as 2 and 8 over 8, because 8 over 8 is 1. So we can go ahead and switch those out. And then subtract our fractions. We get 5/8 for our fractions, and then 1 for our whole numbers. That's the equals to U. we have our units, and we'll notice that that is answer choice B. Hopefully you're doing good so far. We're going to move into a different kind of problem. We need 3 things for these solutions. Check on your homework. Make sure you answer everything you need to. We need the value of x and the length of st, as well as a drawing or a figure to represent the situation. So, find the value of x and st. If t is between s and u, so I drew that out, st is 7x, su is 45, and tu is 5x minus 3. So like we've been doing, we can take the left segment plus the right segment equals the whole segment. We'll combine like terms, and then we will solve for x. Lucky for this comes out as a nice whole number. X will equal 4. We also need to find the value of st. Easy enough. Plug 4 in for x. So we have 7 times 4 equals st, or st equals 28. We don't have any units written, so we're just going to write 28 units. And those are our solutions, as well as our picture. Alrighty, one more like this. Once again, this time it doesn't say we have to draw a picture. I'm going to go ahead because it helps me keep things straight in my brain. We do need to find the value of n as well as the length of wx. So we know w is between x and y. Notice it's not always alphabetical. We know wx, same thing as xw, is 6n minus 10. We know wy is 3n. We know the whole thing is 17. We're trying to find the value of n. So we take our left segment plus our right segment, equal that to the whole thing, combine like terms once again, solve for n, n will equal 3. We're not done yet though. We need to plug in into wx. So we have 6n, or 6 times 3, minus 10. So 18 minus 10. Or 8. And once again, there's no units, so 8 units is wx. And those are our 2 solutions. One more thing to go through. Congruent segments. Congruent segments have the same measure, so you'll notice both A, B, and C, D are 1.7 centimeters. They are denoted by these little hash marks. I'll call them tick marks probably. If they have the same number of hash marks or tick marks, they are congruent to each other. You can also write it with an equal sign and a squiggly line over it. That means congruent. It would look like this. Segment AB, notice there is a segment line on top, is congruent to segment CD. This last example we will skip. And then most of the time, these are incorrect assignments. Today happens to be correct, but most days go ahead and look at the Geometry Honors homework list. All right, have a great evening.